Hey guys, this is Loyota Review. I wanted to go over the warding spots for the new brushes and locations of Season 14. So let's get straight into it. So we have the top line, and we're going to call this the bot line. The best way I can describe on how you'll do this location is you're going to try to imagine there being 3 Teemos, and that's how far you're going to go down. So you're going to go about 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to move here. And so right now, this gets about exactly where you want it. You probably want to put it here. I need to also put cooldown. It probably could go just a little bit more. But more or less, this is exactly where you want to go. You want to go again, like 3 Teemos down or so. 1, 2, 3, just around here. And this will reveal the enemies all the way at the end. Now, this is very important to do because since the line brushes are longer, if you, for instance, place your ward like here, notice you don't see them. So while you can put it here and reveal some information, and this is safe, you actually need to place it at the, how do I say it, the maximum distance, or the least furthest distance from your safe side, from your base to this side, right? So to reveal this, so that's how you're gonna kind of go about it. On this side, it's about 2 Teemos, I recall. So it's like 1. Actually, it's a little bit further than this, isn't it? Let me check real quick. If I'm looking at the bot line, I said on blue side, it is the first reef. Brown plant goes slightly up above that. So this is the first reef right here. And then you will go slightly above it. So let's remove this. Let's get rid of this ward. Let's see. Yup. Okay. So I have a little little notes to kind of keep track on exactly where we want to place these. So again, you want to look for this brown reef because you see this here. And then you want to just do slightly above it. In terms of Teemos, this is like 1, or we go 1, 2, 3. It might be like 3.5 Teemos or so from this side, but this will get you this end. If we go to this side, oops. If we go to this side over here, what do I have for top line? We need to trace from the bottom reef. And you need to go slightly upwards. And then you can use this kind of big leaf here to give a tell, okay? So we need to go about here, go upwards, so it's like about here, and then you need to go a little bit above this. So I think it's around here. And so this reveals it, right? And again, the whole point is that you're trying to do a ward placement that is the least furthest away from your base. Because before, what you could do, since the line brush was cut off like around here, you could just place it on the edge or roughly around the edge safely from the catwalk, and you would reveal everything, and you'd be fine. However, because this is a little bit different now, again, it has to be pushed out a little bit deeper. So this is about 1, 2, this is about 3 Teemos as well. So as you can tell, there's kind of a theme here that it's around like 3.5 Teemos from the edge inwards, and that will be like the ideal spot for you to place it. You don't really want to place it in the middle. Yes, in the middle will reveal everything in the end, but you want the ward placement to be in the best possible spot that you can defend. Also, this would be the most prone to a pink ward. I'm not 100% sure this will actually get revealed by, let's see. If I go over here and I buy, why do I not see it? Oh, here it is. So if I buy a control ward, you know, let me turn this off real quick. So I have a control ward. It will technically show this, very barely. I'm not sure. So if I place this here, so we know it gets like just about here, right? Let's try this again. It should be just about here. Okay, so it's just like just about there, right? So again, let's follow this. So upwards, and so we have this one here. So let's say we go upwards and we go just a little bit here. And then we need to fish this ward out. So notice this does not reveal the edge. So even though this is outside the pink ward, uh, I guess it's really impossible to avoid the pink ward outside of having your ward here. But again, that means you can kind of just walk up and slip through, which is kind of problematic. Get rid of this. Yeah, it's kind of problematic because technically, I don't think. Yeah, see, this doesn't. This will show people sneaking here, but it won't show them sneaking here, and that the ward would have to be here then. So I place the ward here. Again, ooh, it does show. Actually, ooh, that doesn't show though. So this is the best way you can test this, but this is actually pretty good. This actually might even be better than this one now that I'm looking at this again, because it'll be a preference in the end because you can show more of the river, right, if you place it over here. But if you can trace this and then go across, you technically hit the backside by having the ward here, and you can reveal the missing spots here. And then for their side, let's see, red side, 2 Teemos down. Okay, so get rid of this. Get rid of this ward, get rid of this ward, get rid of this ward. It's about 2 Teemos down is 1, 2. Let's see if this reveals it. I don't think it is. Okay, so we need to go a little bit deeper than this. So 1, 2. Still not enough, huh? Oh, it's enough. Okay. So it's about roughly correct. So about 2 Teemos. This one is a little different, as you can tell. Like for this one, I use a tell with the plant, like the brown plant, because it's like a very simple way for me to go about it. But for this one, it's about 2 Teemos, but you gotta make sure you start in the right spot. Because if you start too far back, like around here, you're gonna be off. Which is pretty important to realize. For this one's really easy. Pretty much for this one, you're gonna look for where this meets. See, like, so you see like this the land meeting here into the river, and you want to go slightly down from there. So the reason why you do that is because you need to be able to see these guys sneaking here. You want to see this spot here, and then you want to see down here as well. So let me put wards here. So okay. So this shows like the large majority of everything you want. It shows your blind spots. It shows further down here. It shows up here. This is the ward to place. Again, all you have to do is super easy, is find the edge of where like this like purple line, like the land meets the river, and then go slightly below it, and you're good. Okay. Next up, you go into here. This one again is like not that bad. So what you're looking for is you're gonna look at this tree here. See this tree? You're gonna go above, and then so it's like around here, and then you're gonna go slightly down. Okay, and you're gonna place it here. So the reason why you do it this way is because you want to reveal the blind spots here. This is really important to show this. You get this. Let me move my character so this doesn't look weird, and then you're gonna be able to show some of this over here as well. And you get a little bit of this. Okay, not that bad. I think, let me double check this just to make sure I have this correct. Find the ground and go a little below that. I have a image. Let me look over that 1 second. I'm going to show my front here as well, because I have all the pictures that you could possibly need. So we have the top enter brush. This is the finals one. Okay. So again, I went directly up and slightly below. This reveals kind of everything you want. This one reveals a little bit more of the blast cone. So let's see if we can get this to be just a little bit better. So again, I'm tracing up. So I'm going to be tracing up, and I'm going to go a little bit down. And let's make sure I get these wards out of the way. So this is better. Okay, so this is more aligned to like what we kind of want. You can still see the like them kind of hovering this side here. This is again as important you hit the blind spots, and then this also lets you reach a little bit lower by the full blast cone amount. So again, you're looking at the tree, you're going up, and then you're going a little bit down. Okay. Next up for the dot brush, this is super easy. You do it on the right side. Why? It's pretty simple. Why? Like this will show you everything here. It'll give you enough space here. It gives you enough space here, right? Like pretty simple. Reason why you're not doing like this one, so like the reason why you're not going to ward like up here per se, one, you kind of like lose out on a little bit more space here. Also, it's technically a blind spot here, so they can wait. Which is like if you notice, like I'm putting like here, so you could actually be out of the tri brush, just sitting there waiting, which is not good. If I go down here further and I say I do one down here, this again kind of has a blind spot where you could just be sitting here waiting. So the best spot is going to be on the edge towards this brush here. So I just realized I definitely did not set up wards to show on this side here, which probably isn't going to be too complicated because in the end, there's not really a lot of like angles you can cover from this. Like for the most part, if I come over here, you know, you're probably just going to look towards the center, mostly just because the center is just going to show everything anyways, right? Like you, nah, there's really no other reason to do it this way. I guess if you're blue side, and I say I place boards here, place board here, because right now you can't really see much here. You can see this. You could do it like probably because it goes all the way up to around here, and this will actually will give you the full look, but then you lose out on this entirely, which may not be bad because if you put a pink here, then you have this covered, right? Like this is a big area. So if you want to see this blind spot, you kind of have to lift it up. You might do it even just a little bit lower. I'm not sure if it's going to really cover what you want. It does. But again, you're still kind of missing like this area here if this matters to you. So it's just going to be a preference on whether you do the center here so you can cover everything here, or you do this kind of like a little bit upwards in the corner, which won't be hard to do to spot this, which again is really nice because it keeps it in the brush and you don't have to ward over the wall to see this. Okay, moving on. So all this is normal. None of this has to be covered because we've seen this before. Yeah, we've seen this before. So we go down here, and then we have this brush here. Let me double check real quick. Sorry. So we go on to the red side, and we're looking at not the wolves brush. This is the line brush. Do I not have this one? I mean, I definitely do. I know that. We have the enter brushes. We have the bot enter brush. Okay. No, that's top. Anybody home? Here we go. Okay. So for the most part, I think this one's kind of similar to the other one where you're kind of looking to displace it on the edge of the water, and that's about it. So I think you want to put it just about, I think, here. And so what this gives you, move out of the way, this lets you see this, this lets you see this, this lets you see basically this almost entirely. It's very hard to sneak through, and so that covers everything. That's literally the perfect ward. Is just where again, like the water is like rippling and hitting this, and you can see that line. That's what you're aiming for. Now, if you want to actually do a ward not in the brush, but cover some more of this like movement here, you're gonna look for this crack here. You see this crack? You're gonna ward right there. And so what this ward does, let me put this stuff real quick. What this ward does is it lets you see movement from here. Yeah, they can slip through here, right? And sometimes you're doing this because they might pink this. Like they'll pink this. Maybe they pink it this way and they can't see this ward, right? So it's trying to be a little sneaky. But this also spots movement from here. So you can see both the movement from the blast cone, them jumping over this way, from going this way. Yeah, it's not fully covered, but that is like the best ward I can find that kind of covers those parts. For this one here, 1 second. So this is which one is this? This is the bot jungle brush. So far left corner and then far left corner, but move 2 Teemos over. So what I found to work for this one is, so you can see this movement, you see this movement, and you can see sort of this, but there's like a gap here. Like you can't necessarily see someone poking out of this brush. So that's why I decided that, okay, the best location is doing this and then like 2 Teemos over, but not too far over. Uh, because you still want to see movement here, right? If you go here in the corner, you're not going to see this, which is bad. But this actually will kind of reveal a little bit more information here. So these are like the kind of 2 ideal wards to do. Next up for this here, this is again really easy. All you're going to look at is see this crack here. You're just going to ward that crack. That's it. This will show you information with them sneaking here. It'll show you information sneaking here, 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 right? Obviously, ignore these wards because like I'll just throw these wards here just to like make sure. Like you could see kind of like here, here, right? So this covers everything. The next word is doing this and then just a little upwards. And again, it's the same thing. Like you can kind of see them sneaking here. You can see them more in-depthly down here. And then you still see them over here, right? The reason why you don't want to do like wards that are like in the corners is because you can't see this, right? So you can't see that. And then you also don't want to do a ward here because again, can't see this. It gives you like too many blind spots, and this one especially has the blind spot here. So again, you want to look at this crack here and then a little bit here, okay? Very simple. Obviously, like, you know, if you do it in the center, let's say you're being lazy, you do it in the center. Again, you're not going to get as much of a view with some of these like sides. So that's kind of disadvantage of it in the center. It's not the worst still. It gives you like decent information, but these are the 2 primary spots. For the bot brush, this is super easy. Again, like I said, it's just like the top brush. Just do it on the farthest left side. This will push her. Actually, I need to make sure I'm moving this way. So you want to do it here because this gives you more vision here, which is the most important part. Like you want to be able to see this as far as you can. This still covers all the way over here. This still covers this, still covers this. This is the best ward you can do in the bot dot. Okay. Outside of this, there's one more up here. So for this one, this is the wolf's brush. For this one, it needs to be like, how can I say this? If you wanted to do it up here, you could, because it's like one like part people are going to see. But the problem is, as you can tell, is when I'm trying to add champions, it actually doesn't show this. There's a blind spot and they can actually sneak around this ward. So even though it can show a little bit more like movement northward, it's kind of useless still. So this ward is like, this spot is actually pretty bad overall. And also you don't want to necessarily do like a ward like in the center here. Why? Yes, it shows a little bit more movement here. It could show this a little bit, but you really want to see this. Like you want to see more of like this mid entrance. And so in order to get that, you need to aim to place the ward either like closer here or a little bit more in the center here. Because in the center right here, look, I can see people like sneaking by this wall and hiding on this wall. I can still see movement up here. I can still see this. I can still see this. This ward is good. If I do this here, and let me make sure I get rid of this. Again, you know, same thing. I can see this. I can see this. I can see this. I can see this. This is where you want to place this ward. Sorry for hitting the mic. This is where you want to like place this ward, okay? Outside of this, like all this again is the same for the most part. So that pretty much covers all the new warding spots for the brushes that they're adding into the game. Make sure that you practice it and you kind of get a feel for the distance, because it's going to take a little practice at first on gauging like how you want to do it. And I'm sure there's going to be ways to do this over the wall to actually hit the sweet spots as well. But once you get a hang of it, it'll be really easy, because like I said, the dot brushes are really simple to figure out. Just again, you just do it on the leaning side towards the tri brush, right? Leaning side on the tri brush. This one here, again, it's like you're following the river line. You're following the river line. You're doing it based on a certain amount of Teemos for the line brushes. This one, again, just do it bottom. Don't do it towards top. This one, make sure you do it towards like the crack. This one's a little bit more complicated because I do it through looking above the tree and then going down. So it's like not as precise with that one. And then this one, again, like you either do it northward to spot the blind spot here, or you just do it shallower so you can get a little bit more vision on this area. But that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching.